Welcome back, Flavor Junkies. Thanks for watching the video. This is the official announcement for our first online cloud contest. This is going to be kind of hard to judge, so bear with me. But myself, Ruby, Jake Lowe, we will be the judges. Kenneth Dye, my partner in crime, he will help judge too. But we want to get some online participation in the group, guys. This group's a lot of fun to us. We hope it is for you guys as well. But we're going to do an online clown contest. It's going to be up to you to put video submissions in this thread down below in the comments. You can do any build you want. You can use any device you want. You can use 150 watts. You can use 20 watts. Most people, I would assume, are going to be using mechanical mods. The build, the wicking, the inhale, the exhale, it's all going to be crucial towards winning. I'll even throw in some tips here. I told Mike Lowe I would do a short video on them, and I'm going to combine this video with that one so some of you guys can get some of those tips and maybe benefit from it. I am in no way claiming to be an expert cloud chaser. I have been working on it for about 6 weeks, trying to get better and better. Honestly, even with zero Nick juice, it makes me feel like dirty butthole afterwards. I seem to feel nauseous and sick if I do it more than just 3 or 4 pulls worth in an hour. You know, some cloud contests you go to, they narrow it down into rounds and you keep going and keep going and keep going. We're not going to get into that. You can have over the next 8 days to do your submission. It's starting tonight, and next Friday night at 10 p.m., me and the admins will get together in an admin chat and decide who we think the clear winner is. We may have to have a runoff round. Hopefully we won't. Hopefully there'll be a clear winner. But the winner is going to get a 30 milliliter glass bottle of Vapelander juice in their choice of nicotine and strength. Should be a lot of fun. Let's hope we get some good participation. It seems like every contest I run in Flavor Junkies has about the same 20 people competing for the prize. You guys don't realize how good your odds are. I mean, literally, you have like a 1 in 20, sometimes better chance of winning this stuff. There's 450 or so odd members in our group, but it seems like only 10 to 20 of them are actually participating in these contests. So let's see some videos, guys. You got a week to do it. So why don't you fine-tune your trade and see if you can get a good video out. I'm going to give you some tips on videos, some tips on inhale, tips on exhale. It may not be the best way, but it's what works for me. I've kind of taken my techniques from tips from different people, from Rip Trippers, but mainly from the guys in Ken up at Vape Parkway. They've really helped me fine-tune this whole deal, and I think I'm doing pretty good for how long I've been doing it. I can do 10, 12 feet fairly easily. But first, we'll go over a few tips. Find the atomizer you want to use. For me, it's all about the plume veil. With me, I prefer single coils, especially if you're using G-Plat. If you do a dual coil with G-Plat, I feel like I get a bunch of juice splatter on the back of my throat, which can be a little annoying and burn and almost hurt. So with me, I've been doing single coil with G-Plat. This is a giant macro coil. I think it's 8 wraps. A lot of people, when they cloud chase, they use about this much cotton. Some people use less, some people use more. For me, this is perfect. Don't get lazy and put so much cotton that it chokes out your atomizer. But for me, this is about what the cotton looks like, not very much. I can only get about 2 or 3 pulls before I'm forced to re-drip. There's not a lot of cotton in here, and there's not a lot of juice. I feel like I put maybe 2 or 3 drops on there when I do it. But wicking will be crucial for this. Your build will help out a lot, but more importantly than that is the inhale and exhale technique. I'll get into that in a second. But when I drip, I literally do just a couple of drops, especially if the cotton has already been wet before. Just enough to kind of give you what you need. If you put too much, you will get that juice splatter, I'm telling you. But along with the wicking and the juice, one thing I will say that is super important that I think a lot of people overlook is the exhale technique. I was chatting with you guys online earlier in the week about how I do my exhale technique. So first we'll start with the inhale, actually. If you are spending more than 2 or 3 seconds inhaling, you're not doing it quickly enough. You want to get as much vapor into your lungs as quickly as you can. I wouldn't say as fast as you possibly can inhale, because then you'll get that juice splatter sometimes, but I do it quick. I like to exhale all the air out of my lungs before I breathe in, so your lungs are nice and empty. So you kind of go, and then when I get down to where I'm almost empty, I start firing my Addy, and I blow out the remainder of the air that's in my lungs through the air hole in my Addy like this. And so the inhale, you want to breathe hard, fast, and steady. Fill your lungs up as much as you possibly can. On the exhale, you want to blow it out immediately. Do not hold it in. Once you start exhaling, I actually do a trumpet shape kind of to my cheeks and mouth, but it kind of looks like this. And that little in thump I'm doing from when I change the shape of my cheeks and mouth is what propels it to me. I'll do it again. I hope that helps. You can really hear the air change as it's hitting your hand, so I like to practice on my hand sometimes. But that thump at the end, when I change the shape, is what helps propel it. It's what helps plume it. You'll start exhaling, and you'll start to notice, after you blow out maybe half your lung capacity, you'll start to notice it's falling. I don't blow out as hard as I can right away. I blow out pretty steady, pretty decently, but not as hard as I can, maybe 60% power. And then towards the end, when I get that last little bit of breath in my, as I'm getting to the end of my exhale, I do the, and that little thump helps propel it, 10, 15 feet. And a lot of people that use this technique, I'm not saying it's the best technique, I'm not saying it's the only technique, it seems to be the one that works best for me. Maybe you guys can fine-tune something and come up with something better, but that's how I do it. Another thing I will say is the lighting. I've found the lighting to be crucial for this. I tend to like bright light behind where I'm standing, and in front of me I like it to be pretty dark. I've got a light shining on my face so you can guys see me. I'm going to turn that out in a minute and blow a couple of clouds, and you'll get the idea. You'll really see when I do that thump what it does to the plume. It forces it to come out, and then when you do the thump it starts pluming in all directions, but that thump pushes it. It's kind of like pushing a shopping cart, it keeps it going with that thump. So you want to just, and that last little bit, that thump, I'm telling you, man, if you really work with it and fine tune it over a couple days, I think you'll really get some good results that you like. Here, I'll turn off this light, take a step back, and show you guys in a second. If you got any questions, feel free to ask, but all the submissions are going to go down below in the comments section, not on YouTube, but in the Facebook group. If YouTube users are watching this and you're not in the Flavor Junkies group, you should come join us. We've got a lot of fun stuff and contests going on. That's what this online clown contest is for. But I thought I'd show a few tips, show you how you're going to propel it. We are not judging for just density. Density will help us decide, but really I want to see who can chuck those clouds the farthest. I want to see some 10-foot clouds, guys. Don't blow it straight up. Blow it fairly straight out. It's going to be hard to really gauge this with a simple camera and a video on Facebook, but we're going to do the best we can, guys. The mods and I, the admins and I will all get together Friday night and decide who we think the clear winner is. I'd love to see the admins participate, but for right now, it's just going to be the contest prize is going to go to a group member. Like I said, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask below in the comments. Make sure you dial in your lighting just right, guys. See how that bright shining halo is? You kind of want that, but you want to be standing in kind of a dark area. That will help you see the cloud better in the video. At least to me it does. You are welcome to do it any way you want. I know this is going to be kind of limited, and maybe we'll have 20 or so entries, which means, guys, you got a really good chance of winning if you have anywhere near decent clouds. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say this. If a woman wins right now, I'm going to double her prize. The prize is a 30-milliliter bottle, but if a woman wins, it's 2 30-milliliter bottles. So, come on, girls. Let's see what you got. I'd love to see some of you doing it. Work on your builds. I would suggest macro coils, not too much wicking. Do something like that. and you'll get good results. I mean, this is what it looks like when it's spitting and it's mad, you know, and that's what you should have if you want to do well with cloud contests. I'm going to take a step back and show you what I'm working with here, and maybe you guys will get a good idea of how to do it. Remember, don't over drip or you'll get that throat splatter, which is quite unpleasant. I'm using the plume veil on a V3 flip. You can use whatever you want. You can use an Ego cigarette for all I care. If you can blow a big cloud with it and win, more power to you. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this front light, take a step back, and show you guys what I want out of you. But this should be a lot of fun. I think it will be. I'm going to try and hit the wall. I got about 10 feet between me and the wall there. You'll see the air being blown out the air hole towards the beginning. That kind of helps jump start your coil and heat it up faster, but here we go. And as you can see towards the end, I did the thump, and it just kept on going. I'll do it again. Actually, let me drip before I get a cotton fire going in my lungs. It shouldn't be too hard. You guys should have fun with this. This is a contest. Don't get all butthurt if we pick the wrong winner, because it's going to be opinion based, guys. It's hard to get an actual, real reading from a video. But trust me, I'm trying to do the best I can. I'll give you another pull. And there you have it. Let's see what you got, Flavor Junkies.